Well, no matter where you are, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you may be, thank you for tuning in to Lock and Talk Podcast, where you'll hear about NFL stars of tomorrow today. I'm your host, Barry Barnes, founder and CEO of locker-report.com. And you guys always can follow me any one of my social handles on Twitter at locker_report, on Instagram, Lock Report 100, all small caps, on Facebook, lockreport.com, and also check out the Lock and Talk Podcast on Facebook. But make sure you always subscribe to the Lock and Talk Podcast on YouTube. The channel is growing, really starting to get our legs underneath our feet. And then, of course, you guys can always check me out on the Bachelor News Radio Network as live Friday mornings, 9 a.m. But you can listen to me and go to that site anytime during the week at your leisure. Well, folks, here we go. The NFL season is kicking off, almost about to end for the regular season. But before we start, Happy New Year to everyone. I hope everyone is having themselves a safe New Year thus far. I know 2020 was crazy, but 2021, the year of elevation. I hope that everyone be ready to embrace this new year with new things as we move forward to the light, which is right at the end of the tunnel. Now, Week 17 of the NFL, I tell you, man, the NFL season just go almost like way too fast just when you're starting to enjoy it. However, the NFL season, yes, the regular season is about to end, but the second season is about to start with the playoffs. And then after that, we get right into the Super Bowl. So we are at the edge of our seats just to see how this story, how this drama, this yearly drama that we all are captivated by, how it's going to end. But before we get into Week 17, we're going to talk about some of the things that happened in Week 16. But the part that we focus on today are solely, as usual, the players who came through the NFL Regional Combine platform. Now, the announcement for the Pro Bowl had already been set. Now, we know that the Pro Bowl, the annual All-Star game for the NFL, will not be played. But the players still who had Pro Bowl seasons are still acknowledged and recognized as being All-Stars for the 2020 playing season. Now, when it comes down to the players from the NFL Regional Combine, this part was really interesting. How it started to come about. Now, out of the 84 players who ventured through the NFL Regional Combine that were actually on NFL rosters, yes, 84 players, 20 of those guys actually had their names on the balloting to be voted on the All-Star, or I would say the Pro Bowl roster. Now, these 20 players are San Francisco 49ers quarterback Nick Mullins, Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Adam Thielen, who is a two-time All-Pro, and also his teammate fullback C.J. Ham. New York Giants fullback Elijah Penny, he was on the balloting this year as well. Green Bay Packers tight end Robert Tonyan, of course, one of the better tight ends in the league, up and coming. His name was on the balloting. Pittsburgh Steelers had 3 players: left tackle Alawinda Winaloreva, punter Jordan Berry, defensive back Jordan Dangerfield, who was actually going in as far as for special teams consideration. Las Vegas left tackle Denzel Good, New York Jets guard Greg Van Roten, Kansas City Chiefs center Austin Ritter, Jacksonville Jaguars had 2. And wide receiver Keelan Cole, who was going in under a return specialist, and rookie defensive tackle Doug Carson, who would have gone to the NFL Regional Combine workout invitational this year, but due to the coronavirus outbreak and the pandemic, the workouts were canceled, as you all guys already know. Talked about it several times in the show, but he would have gone to the workout, so he still earned his stripes as being an NFL Regional Combine pioneer. Now, as you scroll down, Houston Texans linebacker Terrell Adams, breakout season. We're going to talk more about him in a couple of shows down the road, but he had himself a fantastic season thus far. He had 118 tackles. This is the most that any player who came through the NFL Regional Combine had in the season with 118 tackles, and he still had one more game left. So we're going to see how much further he can carry that number total up high. Washington football team linebacker Cole Holcomb, who actually had the title of the most tackles by the NFL Regional Combine player with 105 in his rookie season last year, but that definitely had eclipsed what Adams was able to do this year. So his name was on this year's balloting. Los Angeles Rams punter Johnny Heckler, who is actually the staple guy as far as Pro Bowl wise. He's been a 4-time All-Pro in the NFL, went to the Pro Bowl six times. So he's definitely one of the foundational players from the platform. And for the Dallas Cowboys, kicker Greg Zuerlein and their defensive back C.J. Godwin, who was going under consideration for special teams. So these were the players who were in the NFL that ventured through the NFL Regional Combine platform that had their names on the ballot. And now this year, unfortunately, no player from the NFL Regional Combine was voted on was voted on the Pro Bowl roster this year. This is the first time that a player from the NFL Regional Combine was not voted on a Pro Bowl roster. The first time we had a player from the platform to get to the Pro Bowl was Johnny Heckler in 2013. So the streak of 8 years stopped with this year. However, I believe that after this season, when the NFL started to get a little bit more normalcy, and hopefully next year when they have the Pro Bowl where they will have alternates, I believe that from that point on, that's when we're going to see regional combine players on rosters again. But from that point on, I believe it's going to be continuous because there's some major players that's coming through this platform that's really, really making a name for themselves. And I see it continually going on. Now, in week 16 of the NFL, there was not a lot of fireworks like you guys probably saw on your television last night with all bursting all over the place. It wasn't too much in week 16. As a matter of fact, there were some things that did stand out. Now, when we look at Los Angeles Chargers wide receiver Tyrod Johnson having himself a great year, breakout season, first year actually playing in the league. He had 3 catches for 26 yards. Adams, we just got finished talking about him. He had 9 tackles for the Texans. New York Giants rookie linebacker Tay Crowder, not that Tay Crowder, we always keep going through this, not that guy, but this Tay Crowder. He actually had a career high in 8 tackles going up against the Baltimore Ravens, who was trying to fight for that last playoff spot in the wild card. And Buffalo Bills defensive tackle Justin Zimmer, he racked up 2 stops against the New England Patriots. Now, that was what happened in week 16, and also giving consideration, getting kudos to the players who came through the RC that at least had their name on the ballot. Because they had their name on the balloting, that was a big deal. We have over 1,700 players in the league. Not every player who suit up or play in the NFL get their name automatically on the ballot. So just to get your guy's name on the ballot, that says a lot. There was another player who I forgot to mention, but I didn't forget to mention, but I had to give us a little spot for him because I thought for sure that Indianapolis Colts cornerback Kenny Moore was going to make this roster this year. I mean, he's had himself a great year. 4 interceptions, his first career touchdown, close to 50 tackles. He pretty much covered everything across the board. Yes, there's some good cornerbacks out there, but he was one of those players that I thought for sure that was going to make the Pro Bowl roster. But don't worry, it's always 2021, Kenny. You will get your opportunity real soon, my friend, because you definitely are up-and-coming cornerback in this NFL. Now, week 17, here we go. To close out the regular season, I would say about half the teams in the league still have something to fight for, which always make week 17 very intriguing. And the best part about it, we do have some regional combine guys that's going to contribute, whether if they're going to try to get to the playoffs or they're going to play spoiler. Spoiler is fun, so I like talking about that. So now we're going to talk about some of the players that may have an opportunity to actually do something. Now we know that the New York Giants still have an opportunity to actually win that division in the NFC East. The Dallas Cowboys, they are in the hunt as well to win that division. So we're going to see what Tay Crowder, what he's going to do as far as on the side for the Giants. If he's going to make those, consistent make those stops like he's been doing, like he had in week 16 against the Baltimore Ravens. Let's see what he's going to do. And if Greg Zuerlein put the game on the line on his leg to see if they can probably secure a win, and then see if they actually ultimately pull out that win for the division. So definitely watch out for that. The Minnesota Vikings do not have anything to play for, but we're still going to see Adam Thielen and C.J. Ham get out there and do their best. That's going to be something there to watch out for. The Pittsburgh Steelers definitely wrapped up their season, wrapped up their division. Not the season, but they wrapped up their positioning for the playoffs. So that's definitely going to be something to see how they're going to play and how they're going to approach this game. Wendell Raver most likely is going to play. Let's see how he'll stand up against that Cleveland team that's looking to still get themselves a spot in the tournament for the playoffs. Now, Miami Dolphins, Buffalo Bills. Nick Needham, cornerback for the Dolphins, and linebacker Kumar Cruciate-Hill. Both these guys have an opportunity to help their team secure a playoff spot if they can beat the Buffalo Bills. We don't know if the Buffalo Bills are going to put their foot in the brake or not, or they're going to just go full tilt like they've been doing all season. So it's going to be really interesting seeing what's going to happen. Will Justin Zimmer make a big play in this game? We will see. But all eyes will definitely be on the Miami Dolphins to see if they can earn themselves another playoff spot for this season. Now, when we look at the rounds, we know that it's going to come down to a situation where they're going to have to make some plays down the field. So that means that the defense may need some help, and their help most likely will come from Johnny Heckler, their punter, as he helped these guys win the battle of field positioning. So watch out for that matchup as well. The Green Bay Packers going up against the Chicago Bears. The Bears have a chance to get to the postseason if they beat Green Bay. Green Bay is trying to play for that #1 seed, so expect the Packers come out firing on all cylinders with their tight end Robert Tonyan. Let's see if Robert Tonyan can get another touchdown this season. He's like right there. He's already in double digits with 10. Let's make it 11. Let's see what this young man's going to do in this game to help seal that #1 seed so they can get a bye week, and we can continue to talk about Robert as he goes forth into this playoff, which I'm looking forward to him making a really deep run. And for the Washington football team, going up against the Philadelphia Eagles, let's see if Holcomb, linebacker, can do something to make those big stops so that the Washington football team can make their appearance in the tournament for the 2020 season. Folks, that's it. That's the wrap up of what the Pro Bowl consideration, what to look for in Week 17. I hope you guys stay tuned. Continue. Make sure you always stay plugged in with Locker Talk. We're going places, folks. We're going places. I am Barry Barnes, your host, founder, CEO of Locker-Report.com. And make sure you guys follow me on all of my social handles on Twitter at Locker_report. On Instagram, Locker Report 100, all small caps. On Facebook, LockerReport.com, and also the Locker Talk podcast. And subscribe to the channel. Don't miss out on the Locker Talk podcast that's on YouTube, and also to check me out on the Best News Radio Network. Okay, folks, like I said again, Happy New Year to everyone out there. 2020 was tough. 2021, the year of elevation. Looking forward to some great things in 2021. But until then, make sure you guys stay masked up. Make sure you wash those hands. Get those hands all cleaned up there. Put your mask on. Make sure everything is on. And keep your distance. Because eventually, we're all going to come right back together again and be one big happy family. I'm looking forward to it, especially in the stands. Everyone stay blessed. Be safe. Let's get it.